Hey, this is GunsmithBeard back with another gun video this week. First, I want to thank you guys for your time and also your dedication to my channel. Even though it's a smaller channel, it is growing because of you. And so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Also, let me thank the channel supporters, which are Brownells, Swampfox Optics, and Shooter Innovations. Big thank you to them. And let's take a close look, as we do, with the gun of the week, and then we'll come back in just a second and talk about it. Hey, welcome back. So now that you guys kind of had an up-close look at the gun of the week, let's talk about it. But first, before we get to the gun, I want to talk about the box it comes in really quick. And I know this might be boring for a lot of people, but some people might want to know what comes in the box besides the gun. So we'll just do it really quick, rip off the Band-Aid, so to speak. But this is the front of the box. It has a very cool schematic / technical drawing of the firearm itself. It does have, if you're a Star Wars or Mandalorian fan, that definitely looks like a Mando helmet. Not really sure how they got away with not ripping off the trademarks from a Star Wars show. But anyway, maybe because of the wings on the side of the helmet. I don't know. I love it. I think it's a little dicey with trademarking, but in the end, LifeCard by Trailblazer Firearms. I think they make a pretty cool little product. They are veteran owned and made in the USA. So if you're a true 2A gun-loving, God-loving American like myself, you love to see made in the USA and even supporting veterans after their breach of service. So here's how it opens. It opens like a book. So you open it up, and then the gun would go here. I took it out so it don't dump it in the floor. Then what's behind it? So we'll open this up. Try to do all this on camera. This little part opens, that little part opens. There is a quick guide to how to use the firearm. That's really helpful because this thing has tons of levers and doohickeys and all that. A nice little sticker for your safe if you do like I do, and I just take the stickers out of the box and shove them on my safe. Half the time it reminds me of what's in my safe. The safety manual. So it's not one of those PDF, I'm too cheap to print a safety manual for you, make you go do it and use your ink on your printer and your paper. But anyway, they have all that in the box. Pretty cool box. Again, it's just a cardboard box, no fancy case, but you're not really buying a gun for a box anyway. So that's the box, and here's the firearm. So first off, I'm going to show you how to check it. So if you ever see one of these and you're not really sure how to check to make sure if it's loaded or not, the first lever right here. So if you pull up, so with your thumb and index finger, if you pull up like this, this unlocks the breech action and barrel. So you can see there's no round in the chamber or in the barrel, but that is a good point. So if you wanted to load this, I didn't have to unlock everything to do it. I didn't have to cock a hammer. I didn't have to do anything to load it, but pull this little switch and drop a round in, close it. Now there's a round in the chamber. Is my trigger live? No, it's not. The hammer has not been pulled back into a full locked position. It's not fully cocked. So let's learn how to open these. And again, if you pull down on what I'm going to call this the grip or frame, if you pull down, this unlocks it. So now you can see the trigger. The trigger is exposed at this point. If you pull the frame or grip all the way back to the lock position, you'll hear an audible click of this lock relocking itself so it doesn't close. So if you ever have a really old knife that doesn't have a nice lock on it, remember the Boy Scout knives where you try to cut something and it didn't have a lock on it and the blade would try to close on your hand. That's kind of like this, but it does have a really nice lock. You just push it all the way to lock position, you hear audible click. Now it's locked. So if you open these, and it does this. Just pull it all the way back. It'll click. You know it's locked. You're not going to break it. This thing is made really well. It's a little heavy, but it's because it's a gun, not a plastic toy. All right, next, how do we cock the trigger? And like I said, you can load this real quick. You can load this by pulling the lever, load it this way, or you could load it like this. Load it like that. So you can load it open or closed, does not matter. You can load it either way. So I'll close this. Now let's cock the hammer by pulling this little lever back. It's an internal hammer, and then when you pull this back like this, you can see my trigger is live. So point it in a safe direction. I don't have any ammo in here, and if you point, pop, got them. So that is how it works. Here's a trick to this. So after you fire a round, your trigger does this weird little position where it's not completely reset. So when you go to close it, by pulling these levers down and try to close it, it doesn't close. So how to fix that is you pull back, the trigger resets, then you can close it. There's so many little nuances to this. I think if you're ever gonna try to carry this, which I'm kind of not really advising, you would have to do a lot of training. You'd have to be super proficient, and again, you better be accurate, because this is only a 22 long rifle. I don't know why anybody would carry this as a concealed carry, because to me it's just a fun kind of spy-ish James Bond gun that you can take to the range. You can have fun, you can go plinking in your backyard. That kind of was where this lives for me. If this is all you had in a bad situation, of course use it to get yourself to a better situation or a bigger gun. 100% would do that. It's a whole lot better in knife fighting, at least after the first shot lands. Then you might be knife fighting anyway, but it's a bad situation if you're using this for self-defense, in my opinion. This is the LifeCard by Trailblazer Firearms. And so really, really cool little firearm. I figured I would share this. I'm sure you guys have seen these around many different places all over online. Their marketing is really, really good. And they're not terribly expensive. So for a little cool James Bondish pistol that you would like to plink around with or have fun with, I think this is awesome. And so you guys let me know what you guys think of this little gun. If you would buy it, if you carry it, or if you think it's a complete waste of time, please let me know in the comments. I love to hear all of it. It doesn't always have to be positive. If you don't like the gun, you don't like the gun. Tell me about it. I'd love to hear why. I like it because it's cool. And that's kind of it. I don't know that I would carry this for self-defense. But anyway, thank you for your time. I'll catch you in the next video next week. And as always, see ya.